far, we talked about different functions, different predefined functions that we can use in Python. There are so many more that we can use. Today, I'm going to introduce two more of those functions that we can use in our programs. So those are ORD and CHR function, and we're going to talk about what those functions are and how we can use them. So if you open any browser of your choice, you can type for ASCII table or Unicode coding table, and you're going to see a chart like this. And what you see here are the different characters that exist. Any type of character you can think of, all of the different letters in different languages, all of the characters that you can see on the keyboard, they all have a code associated with them. And so here, for instance, you have this letter capital A, and capital A has the number 65 associated with it. So you can go from the character to that number or from the number to that character. It allows you to do very interesting stuff when it comes to solving problems and things like that. But for now, we are just going to practice how you can go from one to the other, and later on we can have different examples that shows how you can use them to do problem solvings. But in this video, we're just going to focus on using those functions and the way that you can go from one to the other, okay? So we're going to practice first with this character A. So for that, we are going to start with Python, the function ORD. So function ORD is going to take a character from you, and it's going to give you a name, give you a number. And so if I pass A to it, hopefully is going to give me the number 65. Since we are practicing something, we are going to practice it in the shell. So I'm going to open a shell for myself and just practice it here. So we have this function ORD turned purple, we have the parentheses, and I'm passing a character to it. So if I do that, it's going to give me the code for that character. And then CHR is the exact opposite of that function. If I pass 65 to it, which is a number I'm passing to this function, it's going to give me the character A, all right? So you can go back and forth between them. So go ahead and put any character you can think of, and you can check it with the table that I showed you earlier. So you can say, okay, a space, for instance. A space is a character, and you can see this value 32. If you do CHR and pass 32 to it, it's going to give you this space. So, and you can always check it. You can go back here and see a space here is 32. Let's try exclamation, which is 33. So I'm going to do ORD, and I'm passing this character exclamation to it, and I should get 33, right? Another one, let's try, for instance, ORD lowercase a, and it's going to give us 97. And then if you do CHR 97, it should give you the character A. So you can go back and forth between different values that you have, okay? So now let's take this one to our program. So I'm going to come back here and have this value. We already have that. And then I'm going to say, okay, CHR 30, or this is 65. I'm going to put that here as well. All right, I'm going to run this code, and what is going to show me is nothing. I have the values in my code, but I'm not going to see anything displayed. And think about it. What is the reason why I'm not seeing any output? The reason is we are not displaying them. We are not printing them. So if you don't print information, you're not going to see them display. In the shell is different. In the shell, you can put a stuff directly. It's going to show you the result. But when it comes to your program, in the file that you have your stuff in, you need to explicitly say if you want to display something. So here, I want to print the result of this one, and I want to print the result of this one as well. So you put them inside the print function, and that way you're going to see the result as they print it. Okay, so just remember with these two functions, very two simple functions. They are the opposite of each other. One gets a character, gives you a value. One gets a value, and gives you a character. So you can go from one to the other depending on what the problem is. One example of the questions you can get is you want to go over all of the characters and you want to compare that character with something specific. So instead of using the characters, you can convert the character to a number and use simple less or greater than sign to check the numbers to see if that number is within a certain range. So for instance, 65 to 90 are all of those uppercase letters, and you can validate that by basically checking to see if the numbers for that character is within a certain range. So depending on the problem, you can play with those kind of things and solve your problem.